Before we talk about the golf tournament coming up April 7th, I know you and I have had this discussion before, but for those who might be new to the area, especially there in Van Buren, the Boys and Girls Club of Van Buren, what do you all do and who do you serve? And now that we're getting close to the end of the school year, you're ending one busy season and going into the next.
Yes, sir. We are winding down our after school program. We're open after school from 3 to 6:30 at Van Buren. And we're also open at Cedarville until 6:30 p.m. as well. Registrations for our summer program will begin April the 1st this weekend. We have a 8-week summer program, 4 weeks in June, 3 weeks in July, and a week in August. We're open 8 to 6, Monday through Friday, for ages 6 to 18, boys and girls. We have, I think there's 5 total different program areas inside our club. STEM room, art room, learning center where we do our summer brain game and different reading programs, our games room, our gymnasium. We have an outdoor play area here at the Van Buren site and play soccer and wiffle ball and all those fun summer activities back on our backfield. So the kids have a good time coming and meeting up with their friends. We also, during the after school program, we serve an evening meal as soon as they get here. And then before they go home, they get a snack. And in the summertime, we serve breakfast and lunch and a snack in the afternoon. So, we love our kids. We love to take care of them. So we serve kids here in Van Buren and up in Cedarville. Another thing this spring is, it's time for the spring sports. Mm-hmm. And we have 3rd through 6th grade volleyball for girls. We have 4-year-old to 15-year-old baseball going on. We have kindergarten through 6th grade soccer going on. So all of those, the actual league games start this Saturday, and they'll finish up the second week of June. So it's always something new, something going on here. And we're just grateful to be part of this community and to serve our kids.
There's nothing better than a 4-year-old learning how to play baseball.
Oh, I know.
You mentioned STEM, and I know that's something that's, I say, relatively new to Boys and Girls Clubs. How important is it to have that program now offered through the Boys and Girls Clubs?
STEM is the future. Science, technology, engineering, and math. I couldn't imagine. I think I was talking to somebody the other day when I was doing something on the computer. I said, who would have thought when I was, learning how to type on a manual typewriter when I was in high school that we would be here today. But to me, it seems like yesterday. It's been a couple of years, but that's how fast things change. So, it's very important to our future, to our kids' future.
All right, to talk about, I know we'll talk about, running a Boys and Girls Club isn't cheap, and I know you get a lot of help from United Way, and we'll talk about that in a second. But this golf tournament, April 7th, when is it, where is it, and how can folks get signed up for it?
So it will be held at Eagle Crest in Alma, Arkansas on April the 7th. Check-in will be at 7:30, and it's a great time. If you don't get registered for this year, we have held it the last 3 years on Good Friday every year. I'm sure we'll hold it again on the same date next year. So just make plans for Good Friday to mark us off as attending the golf tournament. But it's a great way to have fun and to support our kids in the community.
That was my next question. It's a great time to get everybody together to play golf, but there really is a message here that you're trying to get out what you all do to maybe some folks who don't know what you all do.
Exactly. Sometimes I think everybody has heard about the Boys and Girls Club, especially when it comes to the United Way, because all the clubs in the area, we serve all of their community impact points, the health, education, and finance. Boys and Girls Club targets all those for the United Way. but then I'll run into people and they'll, well, we didn't know that you did that, or we didn't know, we just thought you did baseball. We didn't know that you did STEM. We did, or vice versa. So, it's good to get the message out.
Where do you think the club would be without United Way?
Oh, we wouldn't be here, because as a seasoned Boys and Girls Club staff member, I remember days when the United Way was over 60% of our budget. So, we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for their help at that point in time and helping us, get through to where we are today, and still helping us today, you know,
I still, I was just marvel at, without Boys and Girls Clubs, where would these kids be today?
I don't know. I really don't. I was talking to somebody on the phone today. It is so much fun going to a local store and seeing a young adult come up to you and say, Miss Cynthia, and give you a hug. And you're kind of like trying to go back in your head. And they're like, I'm so-and-so, remember? And I'm like, oh yeah. And they're great adults. And you're like, that worked out well. But we just invest in them. And sometimes, and I've always said, to struggling parents and such, you never know. Sometimes what we invest, it may not trigger till they're 25, but then all of a sudden it's going to click on and they're going to go, I remember this time was when I was 7 or 10, and this person showed me this leadership skill, and I'm gonna go forth and I'm gonna pass that down to the next generation. So, I mean, we may not see it automatically, but it happens.
Yeah.
And just keep investing.
Cindy, thank you so much. Have fun with this golf tournament, and I know Eagle Crest is back open and it's better than ever. And what a great place to have that event.
It is. It is. Well, thank you, sir.